Today we're going to be optimizing the 65mm NanoHawk from Emax. Now what inspired me to do this was I love this Mob Light 7. It's got such great flight time. It's a 75mm duct. I know this is only 31mm, but we're going to be jamming on some 40mm props on this bad boy. So once you got all your electronics taken off, like this, it's pretty much a piece of cake now. Now you could take this a step further and spray some waterproofing on this or brush some waterproofing on. Slap this thing back together, and I'm going to print a couple canopies and see which one I would rather use. Alright, so I 3D printed a couple mounts. We'll see which works best for us. I think I'm probably going to end up going with this one though. I like simplicity and this works. I also printed this little conversion. It holds this Runcam Nano 3, so you can mount it a different way if you wanted to. These holes go to the corner, and then you can mount it like the other cameras or whatnot. But anyways, we got that just in case. I also got this mount here. It's actually printed in TPU. I don't think it's going to work though. If we use this little conversion, I could potentially use this. Like so. That way I'm not fixed at a certain angle, and I can actually adjust this thing wherever I need to as I get better, or if I do get better. So this is also an option right just here. Great. I was thinking about this mount here. That way we can kind of top mount the battery, but with this frame here, I like this rubber band anyways on the bottom. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. With this VTX hanging up like this, I think probably going to end up just using this one. But let's go ahead and get this thing. I already got some screws in the actual bottom plate that we're going to be using. So we are going to be rotating this board. That way we can use this canopy. It's going to sit in the front like this, and the VTX is going to be out of the way. And I think that's just going to stabilize the board a little bit more anyways. If you guys seen Shutterbug, he already did this conversion. This wasn't my idea by any means. I just wanted to try this for myself because I like smaller drones and I like flying them around and, you know, making them better and tinkering and stuff like that. Now I was also thinking, you know, this board comes in FR Sky, so it doesn't have the greatest range at all. And I was thinking about using this really small, I think it's GEP-RC. I was thinking about throwing this on there. And that way I don't have to worry about fail-safing or anything like that. So, get this iron fired up. On the bottom of this all-in-one, we have R1 and T1. These two pads right here. And that's where we can hook up this ELRS receiver. And we got R2 and 3.3 volts, so I think 3.3 volts will work, but we could also piggyback off this 5 volt if we need to. Alright, so you have it. Doesn't look pretty right now, but once we get it on the drone, it's not going to matter anyways. So we got ELRS on this now. We're not going to need this S-bus wire or FR Sky wire. We're not going to need that, but I'll leave it on for now. So now we got everything we need on here. We can start putting everything on the frame. I went ahead and 3D printed some bumper guards for this bad boy. Now there already is an STL file for these on Thingiverse, I think it is. So if we start the screws in the actual TPU first, it'll be easier. Easier for me anyways. So I'm going to get all these on, all the motors on, and we'll be right back. If you ever had problems plugging into Betaflight using this connector here, try using this connector. It's an adapter from USB to Type-C. And this is what works with me because on my computer, when I plug this in to here, it doesn't read for some reason. But when I use this little adapter, just like this, I plug it into the other side on this, on my laptop. And then just like magic, it works. So if you guys ever had that problem, just try that. That may solve it. Now, go into receiver, serial UART. We're going to change it from S-bus to Crossfire and then save the UART ELRS now. This should be working. So if we plug a battery into here, we should see this light up. So I'm just going to get out of Betaflight real quick. And the reason why I'm doing this is because before we put the canopy on and really secure everything down where it needs to go, I want to make sure that the receiver is working before we put it all together. Okay, I'm going to grab a battery here and let's see if we wire this thing up right. Hopefully we don't get no smoke. And look at that, we got the blue light. Sweet. So let's hook this thing up into Betaflight real quick. So this blue light should turn solid once we connect this because it's already been bound. Let's change the model here. I had it on FR Sky. Select. And there it is. So we now have ELRS on our NanoHawk, and we will not have to worry about fail-safing ever again. We can fly behind us and not have to worry about that. So that is awesome. Let's power this up.
Telemetry recovered.
Okay, I don't know why it's acting like that, but we got it working. Sweet. Okay, now that we got our ELRS receiver working, let's go ahead and get this thing wrapped up. And just like that, we got our canopy on there. This canopy works the best for this scenario because the whole back is opened up, so we're able to, get up over everything. Let's get this thing screwed up. And there we have it. We got a little mini toothpick. Now I messed up and I wanted the battery to go sideways. Since I had turned it, I did not figure when I was screwing the motors on. Now the battery is going to sit like this here, which is fine. Still going to fly great, I'm sure. But I wanted it to sit like this just so the battery could connect like this. So now I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to connect this battery. It's got a short lead on it. So I'm going to have to figure this out. We'll be able to connect it, but anyways, there it is. We just got to do something with this little receiver. Maybe we can put some shrink wrap on it and hot glue it behind here. Okay, there we have it. Got the little NanoHawk turned into a little mini toothpick. And we had props in. Look at that. This thing's going to be a beast. This thing is looking sweet.